PC cases are all the same. Boring black boxes, I/O out the back? No. That's where the Thermaltake Tower 300 comes in. There's 8 different colors, they've cut the corners off, and all the I/O actually comes out the top. But I don't want to build in the blue one. This looks like a Fortnite chug jug. I want to build in the pink one. Pink's more my color. See, I was really interested in the Tower 300, mainly because I've actually owned the Tower 900 twice, the Tower 100, and I've built in the Tower 500 before. But this one, I was really attracted to all the colors they come in. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's got a little bit of blue. It's got a blue inside. Oh, that looks so awesome.
It looks like a cotton candy machine.
Yeah. Looks like that Belle Delphine keyboard. So you still got the 3 glass panels that the Tower series is kind of known for, but they've again decided to angle it this way, giving you kind of more of a rounded glass effect to it instead of having big pillars in the way. And everything is mounted with all of the I/O at the top. So your GPU is going to be vertical, and this is an m-atx case, even though it's quite large for a micro case. I'm still very excited to get in here. I think you just, oh, it's taped. I've actually been a fan of rounded glass style cases for a while now. Phanteks started rounding their glasses, doing a take on the classic Lee & Lee 011 case. There we go. And I think this one does it very subtle, and I actually kind of enjoy this rounded look. Wow, there's a lot of room in here for a micro ATX case. Let's get all of our mounts out here. Beautiful, so these are all the plates and the screws to hold everything on, as well as in here. There's this little plate, which can actually replace the front plate, and you can put a screen there. Why? Because you want to. It also apparently comes with a stand, which I'm told we have, that can mount your computer at a weird angle like this, taking up 90% of your desk. That's fine though. Let's, can you cut that editor? For front I/O, you've got your power button, your reset button, your mic, headphone jack, 2 USB 3 ports, and a USB Type-C. Enough I/O, I would like 4 USB ports, but that's kind of just a nitpicky thing for me. Underneath this, it actually comes with Thermaltake's 2 140mm fans. The airflow design of this case is it takes everything in from the bottom and the sides, and the idea is hot air rises, so they want to shoot it all out the top. It's got these thumb screws on the top that they claim are toolless, but I'll use a tool just to get it started. Nope, okay, we're going all the way. There we go. There's that one. On the other side here. Oh, seems like they're captive, that's great. And this whole thing just tilts up. And this is where you're gonna be able to access, plugging in a USB drive or plugging in your cables. Bit inconvenient, but it gives a really clean look when all the cables just come out the back like this. And this whole case is very easy to build in because every single side can just all come apart like this until you're all the way in, and oh my goodness, you have like 720 degrees worth of working room to really be able to get in there and plug in your cables.
Wait, what? 720 degrees?
Yeah, because you don't have 360.
Yes, you would go less.
Which is 720.
720 is 2 full circles.
Oh, I meant 270. Can you cut that out? And like I mentioned, all the air is meant to come in the bottom here, so every little one of these sides has a tiny little dust filter on all of them. Here, here, here. Some at the bottom, which you can flip at and get at. Oh, perfect. You just take this out once a year, 2 years. Give it a little bit of a wave. Slot it back in, perfect. And the back one is even magnetic as well. Makes it nice and easy to clean. These bottom ones, a little bit harder to reach at, but that's okay. Just tuck it back in there. What the heck? It was bad design. Totally wasn't user error. You have to slide in one side first, then it magnets down. I was doing it the opposite way. It was user error. Oh, wow, never mind. The whole back panel comes off too. Dang, it's just a shell of itself now. It weighs like nothing. All your cables for your front I/O. One rubber grommet for all the cable management. Your fans came down the side here. Power supply mounts at the bottom of this case, and then everything can tuck up behind the motherboard just like a traditional PC. There's room for 2 drives back here, either 2.5 or 3.5. But if that's not enough storage for you, there's actually one more little mount right here for a 3.5 or a 2.5. I've heard online though that apparently if you have a full 420mm radiator here Fitting a 3.5 drive might be a little tough, but the fact that you can fit a 420mm radiator in an m-atx case is kind of wild already. Now that I've torn it all apart, it's time to build a PC in it, but not before I tell you about our sponsor. Thanks to LG for sponsoring this video. Upgrade your home entertainment experience with LG's OLED TVs. They have a variety of display types that will fit your needs and budget, from the more wallet-friendly, mid-range B series to the absolute baller Z series. I mean, just look at the Z3 8K 77-inch monster. Do you need it? Maybe not. Does it dwarf what you have right now? Probably. So whether you're a gamer that needs ultra-fast response time or a cinema enthusiast looking for crystal clear picture quality, LG's OLED TVs are there to provide depth, detail, and high resolution on a grand scale. Check them out today using our link in the description. Before I even start, not super happy. All the screws are just in one baggie that I just have to sift through. Oh. In goes our motherboard. We got an m-atx. We're gonna try to fit as... Wait. I went to put the motherboard in and I was putting it like this way because I'm figuring this is the back. No, the IO's got to go at the top. We got our m-atx ASUS board here with a Ryzen 7900X. Line it all up. Oh. You might have to be careful about that. This standoff is actually not on this motherboard. There's no hole right there, which means if I had screwed that down, I could have shorted the board. So I'm gonna have to remove my center standoff here. Your motherboard may vary on that, but you might wanna double check before you start building. There we go. Oh, I dropped it. I'll get it later. There we go. Now it's resting on all the standoffs. Oh, I forgot to put the SSD in. Oh, actually, never mind. It's right there. Boop. Man, having this case so open like this makes it just so easy to work in. And, oh, it's great. Man. It's got the radiator support, but it's got all the room for a big cooler. Which one do you guys want to do? Yeah, okay, we'll go with Noctua. Make sure you install your cooler backplate before you put the motherboard in. Otherwise, you got to do a little bit of finagling. But 2 of those thumb screws, and you can actually remove the hard drive mount. So that's kind of good. And then we get all the access to the back panel there. Oh, there we go. This is a chonker of a cooler. I need to put thermal paste on. One moment, please. Thanks, pal. Alrighty. Apparently this case supports up to 210mm tall coolers, which is very large, again, for a small form factor case. And the airflow goes from bottom up, so we're still gonna wanna position our fan this way. It blocks the GPU. Well, that was a fun experiment to see that it will fit the air cooler, but we're removing it because if you look closely, you can actually kind of see that the cooler here is cutting off the GPU riser, so we won't be able to slot our GPU in. You know what? I feel like I should just go with liquid cooling. Let's open this up. All right, now let's take out the removable bracket and slide our radiator bracket out. Dang, you can fit a lot of radiator in this bad boy. There's also another radiator slot. You could take out the fans here and put it up top. We're gonna mount it on the side. It's gonna look a little nicer that way. I think the best part about this radiator install, boom, once you got it in there, it's just those 2 screws again. If I wanted to cable manage it behind, it's a little tough there. Well, thankfully, take off this radiator, just like that. This is gonna be such a small nitpick. But if you're gonna go through the trouble of coloring the inside of your case, why can't you color the PCIe brackets? Oh, there we go. Whoo! That might be one of the snuggest fits I have ever had to do for a GPU. I actually kind of like the look of that. Time to start closing up some panels here. Boom. Hide my lack of cable management. All right. Oh, that went on super easy. Oh, there's magnets. It's kind of nice, actually. I didn't even realize that when I took them off. Man, I love this GPU orientation. I think it's the reason I love these Tower series so much. As GPUs have gotten heavier and heavier, they've all started to sag, right, when they're on your motherboard. There's no sag with this. It takes all the stress off of it. One more thing, just before we finish up, we gotta swap out our front panel. You get the screen, goes on there, 2 little screw holes. That should be nice and easy. How does this screen come off? Oh, man, all toolless. Oh, that looks cute. $90 for the screen though? Maybe not worth it, but I think it looks cool. One thing I was just gonna ask, you know how it's bad heebies to like close the side panel before you boot? Which side panel? There's 8 of them. There we go. Oh, yeah. Dang. Oh, man, I love this so much. We'll see how it looks when it turns on. Moment of truth. One moment, please. Moment of deuce. There we go.
Whoa, the screen.
Oh yeah, little Thermaltake logo. One thing to point out, we actually have these radiator fans pushing out the side here. Normally on their website, they describe it as pulling in the sides, pulling in the bottom, and then out the top and back. But that's how they came installed on this rad, so. Man, I think this is in the end why I just love the Thermaltake Tower designs. It takes your traditional PC and flips it on its side. Speaking of which, for $30, oh, it's kind of a chunker. You can actually, lay it. Oh, yeah. That looks awesome. The $30 kit does come with a color match bottom, but we ordered the hydrangea blue one, so it doesn't quite match our build. I mean, we could take the top off that one and put it here if we wanted to, and then we got 2 blue caps, but I think the sideways look is honestly maybe the way to go for this if you have the desk space.
That's a big ask.
Big desk is what you need to get this working. I think it looks really cool on the side though. Overall, I actually really enjoyed building in this, but again, I might have a little bias building in the tower systems before. And being this kind of unique case, you're either gonna love it or hate it. Thankfully, it does add that customization if you want to go vertical or horizontal. For $150 US, I think the price is actually totally reasonable personally for a case that definitely had to go under a lot of R&D to make it all work like this. Having 8 different color options is really cool as well. You can do so many different kind of themed builds. You can maybe make this one like Diva from Overwatch or Bumblebee from Transformers. I love the different colors instead of just a typical white and black that we're used to. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you're looking for another weird case to look at, maybe look at the one Plouf built. It was called the POC. It was like origami. Kind of weird.